In this video, we're going to be looking at direct proportion. So this question says A is directly proportional to B, and when A is 12, B is 3. So the first thing that we need to do is set up our equation. So for this first bit, it says A is directly proportional to B. So we write this as A is directly proportional to B. Now we need to put this as an equation so that we can solve the values. So we're going to write A is equal to a constant, so a multiplier, times by B. Okay, so this is the equation that we're going to be using. Now it says when A is 12, so I'm going to put that in. When A is 12, B is 3. So I know that we're going to have K times by B, which is 3. So just simplifying that a bit more, we know that 12 is equal to 3k. And now I need to find the constant. I need to find the value of the constant. So I'm going to divide both sides by 3. And dividing both sides by 3, 12 divided by 3 gives me 4. 3 divided by 3 is 1. So I'm left with 1k. So I know that k is equal to 4. And now I need to find the value of A when B equals 5. So I know that my formula is this bit here. So I'm going to write this out again. So A is equal to K, which we know is 4, lots of B. So this is the formula that we're going to be using. Now we need to find the value of A when B is equal to 5. So I need to find A when B is equal to 5. So we've got 4 times by B, which is 5. So just substituting that in. So I know that A has to be 20. So that's for part B. And now for part C, they want us to find the value of B when A equals 36. So again, our formula is A equals 4B. And they're telling us that A is 36. And we need to find the value of B. So to get rid of this 4, I'm going to divide both sides by 4. Rearrange it. 36 divided by 4 gives me 9. 4 divided by 4 is 1. So I know that B is equal to 9 when A is equal to 36. Okay, let's try another question. So this one says A is directly proportional to B squared. When A is 50, B equals 5. Now we need to find a formula for A in terms of B. So we're going to go through this part first. So we know that A is directly proportional to B squared. Now, because we need it in a formula, I'm going to change this proportional sign for equals K. So I know that A is equal to K times B squared. Now they've given us this information. So when A is 50, B is equal to 5. So I'm going to substitute those values in. So when A is equal to 50, B is equal to 5. So I have 5 squared. Simplifying that, we have 50 is equal to 25k. Now I need to find what the value of k is, so I'm going to divide both sides by 25 to get k on its own. 50 divided by 25 leaves me with 2, and then this side we just have k. So I know for part A, my formula is going to be this one here, but I'm going to put in my value of k. So I get A equals 2, because k is equal to 2, B squared. So this is a formula for A in terms of B. Now for part B, it says find the value of A when B is equal to 3. So writing out the formula again. Now when B is equal to 3, I would have A equals 2 times B, which we know is 3, squared. And now just solving this, I know that A is going to be equal to 2 lots of 9, which is 18. Now for part C, it's a similar thing. So we're going to write out the equation that we found. So a is equal to 2b squared. Now it says find the value of b when a equals 200. So when a is 200, we need to find out what b is. So I've got 2b squared. Now I can simplify this and start rearranging. So I need to get rid of this 2. So I divide both sides by 2, and that leaves me with 200 divided by 2 is 100, and that's going to leave me with b squared. Now to get rid of this squared, I need to square root both sides. So the square root of 100 is 10. Square root of b squared is going to be b. Okay, for this question here, it's very similar to the last one, except this time they're giving us the statement all in words. So it says y is directly proportional to the square of x. So I'm going to write that statement using maths terms. So y is directly proportional to the square of x. So I take x and I square it. Now I need to write this as a formula. So I'm going to change this symbol here into equals k. So I have y equals k x squared. So we've done that line there. Now it says when x equals 3, y equals 36. So I'm just going to substitute those values into this equation here. So when y equals 36, we know that x is 3 and we have to square that. So I have 36 equals 9k. Now I need to find k on its own in order to finish off this equation here. So I need to get rid of the 9, so divide both sides by 9. And now my multiplier, or the constant k, is going to be equal to 36 divided by 9 is 4. So the equation that we're going to use is going to be y equals k, which is 4, x squared. Now we need to find y when x equals 5. So I'm going to use this equation here. So now y is equal to 4 x squared. Find y when x equals 5. So substitute this value in. Y equals 4 times 5 squared. So I have just substituted my value of x into here, so we have 5. Now working this out, we have y equals 4 lots of 5 squared is 25, so 5 times 5. And then we know 4 lots of 25 is 100. So for this question here, I know that y is equal to 100. Now for part B, we're using the same equation, and it says find x when y equals 25. Okay, so we've got y equals 4x squared, so the same equation again. Now I know that y is 25 and x we need to find. So that bit there stays the same. So now, rearranging this, I need to get rid of this 4. So I'm going to divide both sides by 4 first. And that will give me 25 over 4 equals x squared. Now, if this was a non-calculator paper, I'm going to leave it in this format here as a fraction. I'm not going to change it into a decimal because I still need to find x, and we have x squared at the moment. So I know that I need to square root both sides in order to find the value of x. And if we look at the numbers that we have here, 25 is a square number, so that's easy to square root, and 4 is a square number, and that's easy to square root as well. So square rooting both sides, square root of 25 is 5, square root of 4 is 2, and then the square root of x squared is x. So I know that x is equal to 5 over 2.